Hello everyone, it's Marieanne, the Artsie Crafter. Welcome to my channel. I hope you're ready for some Halloween fun, because if you saw my last video where I showed you my Halloween journal, which is this little beauty here, you would know that I'm going to be making a tag to go in this journal today for today's tutorial. If you haven't seen where I show you that video where I show you a flip through of this journal, then I'll leave a link in the description box below where you can go and have a look through this cute little journal. So I'll put that one aside for now and get on with today's tutorial. So I'm all eager to go because I want to get this over and done with, because I've got some other projects I want to get on with. So I hope you're in for some crafty fun today and you'll craft along with me. So I decided to show you some supplies that you'll need if you want to craft along with me. Of course, you don't have to make a Halloween tag or a tag with a Halloween theme. You can just swap out some of the elements and put your own elements in for whatever journal you're making. I'm just happen to be making this for that particular journal. So I've got some little elements here I've collected together, and first of all I've just got some recycling card stock here, and I've cut it out to journal size. I haven't cut off the edges here. I will do that last. And this little this little tag is, I have the measurements in centimeters but not inches. So I'll give you those measurements, and it's 9 centimeters or 3.5 inches wide, and it's 14 centimeters or 5.5 inches tall. So it's a reasonable size tag. So that's the base of my tag, and I will put something, you can put anything on the back of that, but I won't be doing that in this tutorial because you all know how to put paper on the back of a piece of cardstock. We're just going to concentrate on the front. And here's some of my little elements here. I've got some, because it's Halloween, I've got all these elements that I was using in the, what's that thing called? In the journal. So these little scraps that are left over from that. And then these are some of the little cutouts that I just took off the internet or cut out and painted myself. These ones I happened to, that one I did paint, just drew it and painted myself. This one I actually cut from a image off the internet, and this sign I got off the internet, and the little clock, and this one I think I got from Pixabay. And these are some of those Tracy Fox labels and such that I might be using in the tag. I'm not quite sure whether I'll be using that. And the other elements are, I got this image from Pixabay. It's nice and dark and creepy looking. Not creepy, spooky. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to use this area here because I want a tree in the background. So that's that part. What else do I want? Oh, that's right. And these are some images that I drew. And this was my little creepy house, and with the witches' hats on as the roof. And this is my little ghosty friend. So, so there, I've just drawn them. You know, it's quickly. You can, you don't have to have this particular shape. You can have any shape you want. And so that's that. So they're the elements that I'll be putting on the tag. This one here I'll be doing a treatment, and I'll just put these aside for now. First job of the day is my little ghosty friend here, and I want him textured. I have a textured surface, so that's what I'm going to be doing as the first job. So I'll get my modeling paste out, and it's looking very gluggy, and I'm going to put this on with a brush. And the brush I'm using is it's rather a stiff bristle brush. It's an acrylic brush. Don't use watercolor brush because it's too soft and you'll ruin your good watercolor brush. This one here you can wash out. That's fine. So it's just a matter of layering up the texture paste onto here. So with the wire brush you're going to see brush strokes. If you don't want to see brush strokes, you can always get a finer brush and go over that with just add some water like this. This is a fine hairbrush and I'm just going to wet it, and then I can smooth these brush strokes out so you don't see them. But I think it's nice to see the brush strokes. It just adds to the ghostly appearance. There we go. And now I'll stop playing with it, put this brush in water, cover up my paste, and then I'll dry this, and then I'll come back and we can paint the ghosty up and he'll be ready to go. Okay, my ghosty friend's all nice and dry, and I'm actually going to be using some acrylic paint to paint this and the eyes because it's thicker paint, and you should get away with one coat. So I will go ahead and, except I don't have any orange, so I'm going to use the watercolor to paint the windows still, and I'll paint it in this yellow orange color. So I'll go ahead and do that, and so I'll use the black to paint, and then I'll use the watercolor to paint the door and the windows, and let that dry, and then we can get on to the next step. Okay, there's my little house and my ghosty all painted up. As you can see, the beauty about this is you don't have to stay inside the lines, because you're actually going to cut this house out. So that was one good thing. And this one here, I just redrew around the outside of this one and changed him up a little bit. So you can do all that. You don't have to stick to the lines that you originally drew. So I'll cut those out, and then I will glue this background onto the front of this tag. So if you're crafting along with me, you can get all your little elements together and put your background on, and we can get on with the next step. Okay, here's my little elements all ready to go. And I love my little ghosty friend here and the house. So now it's just a matter of, and here's the background here. Now it's mostly just about putting it all together. So I had to trim the little hat tops off because they stuck out a bit too far. So I want to have, I'll get my little elements over here so you know what I'm talking about. Oh, something fell off here. That's those bits there. Okay, so I'm missing one, the cat. This here, I want to add some of the purple in, so I might cut off a strip. See how that looks. And make sure I get all those edges raggedy. Okay, if we move them up a bit and put that down, and some of this stuff on here. How much will I put? One like that. Maybe have some of this in the back so it shows through, perhaps. Like that. That might work out. And then get all this off there again. So I could have the house just cover up the edge like that, and have this down behind so the little pussycat stands out against the background, and we don't need him to stand out, he will already. And then I might have to cut the top off the house, place that up there so you can see that, and this one here on that side, and then the sign. And the mat. See how that goes? Okay, so I'll do this element first, I think, and see how we go. So I'll glue all this in and do the spider last. I might cut these off so we know where to go. store card that I use. Cut off these corners. So I'll glue all that on, and then we'll come back and add all the other elements, the few other elements that I want to add to it, and then the hole in the top. So I must make sure I leave enough room for the hole in my tag, wherever that's going to be, around there, so I can't have anything above there. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, I wanted to come in and show you that I've made a little slight change. I thought this was too big for the tag for what I wanted, so I just shrunk it down. I had a smaller one anyway, and I wanted to make something a little bit different, to have a hidden or a secret, because it's Halloween. I wanted to make a secret little journaling spot there. You can add a little tag in there or something to hide behind there, or just a little note on the back of there. So I'm actually going to put that here on here and have this go behind here. I can get it to stick on in position and make sure it's straight on the tag. So that will sit there, and then that will flip down like that. Okay, that should be fine. And I already went ahead and attached this clock, unfortunately, but I will go and get another one. And this tag, this clock, I'll back it onto some heavy cardstock, and that will sit on here, and it will hold. This will become a closure that will hold the top of this new pull out or flip down tag front. Hold it in position so that it's a secret little compartment. Then I'm going to put this on top, so they will sit on top of the bit of string at the bottom here, just to hide the base of that house, and they will still sit on top here, but they'll be attached to the house, so when you open it, flip it down, they'll be on there so that you can flip it down. And I'm going to still do that spider web, and I'm going to do it in gold glitter, so I'll just do some glue and put some gold on there, or gold paint, something like that. And it will also mean that this bat can sit on the clock, cover the clock like that, so the bat will stand out now, and of course the spider will stand out against his gold web. So that's just a couple of changes that I'm making, and I'm thinking of putting more of this stuff on the back here to totally grunge it up. So I'm not quite sure whether to stick with this or put something else, but I think I might just stick with this stuff here. And so it's either going to look like a terrible mess or really cool. So I'll have to wait and see. I might trim that down a little bit so it's not so thick. So that's my thinking for that. So I'll go and attach these elements, and then we can have a look and see what it looks like. Okay, I made another little change. I couldn't get another clock, so I ended up cutting out a bat that was bigger than this one, because I'm going to use this, instead of it sitting on top of the clock, I'm going to have it as the closure instead, and I needed a bigger one than that, so I cut out a bigger one. But to make him stand out a little bit, I'm going to add some gold glitter, and I had the black in here with the gold because I wanted the black and gold, but this time I just want gold mainly glitter, so hopefully I'll get more gold on here than the black, so that the little bat will stand out. And I'll just put some glue on there and press him into what's in the tray that I've got. This is leftovers from when I was making the journal. There we go. There's my little bat, and I'll just leave him aside to dry. Also, because this only part of this cat's going to be on the glued to the house, I had to paint the back. So because you're going to see the back, and it was just white, and I want as much of that background showing behind him to silhouette his shape. So I'll just have to work out where I have to attach him, there and there. So I'll glue him in, and the ghost, make sure it's only on the house part. So if I want him about there, he's got to be above that seam line there. So I'll just turn this on this side, and I'll draw a line around where I can glue him on. There we go. He must be still a bit down. Oops, that glue isn't dry on the fabric, so I've got to be very careful. That's what I've done. I've glued a bit of glue from the ghost, got onto the fabric and pulled it up, but it's still not very dry at the moment, so have to be careful of that. Should let that dry first. Anyway, get on with this. There we go. So that's going to be the closure now, not that, and that's the only thing that has to be left to do. And I'm just going to draw this spider web like that, and I'll see what happens if I use the gold pen. I can find it. I just put a bit of this glue over the top of that, and I'll just sprinkle on some of this glitter just so that it makes it stand out. There we go. It makes it stand out when this is closed. And then I have to work out where to put the spider, but I'll put this on first. Okay, so that has to go up there. Still making sure that where I'm going to put the hole there, and that should be a good place. So I'll put glue on here. Okay. Should put some paper or something behind there so it doesn't get stuck to the tag itself. Doesn't matter if it's, I could have it on a slant like that, but I wanted it up high enough so that you can see the ghost. Didn't want it to interfere with the ghosts, and I could have him a little bit overhanging on that sign, and it needs to stick on this corner here. Oops. So perhaps I'll have it like that, so everything fits on there, and that's glued down, and I just have to put the spider on. Make sure I know where he goes. Just want him peeking through there so you can see the spider, and then the last thing is the bat. And if I glue most of him on there, he should be fine, and I'll use the fabric glue because it will bond faster. Okay, so that will take a minute or two, so I'll just hold on to that, let it dry, and we'll see if this works out. Okay, the tag's pretty much finished. Hopefully he's dry enough. And the next thing, couple last things, is I'll just trim off the bottom of this a little bit more. I want it fairly raggedy. Bit hard to do that with this, and then I'll trim off some of these edges. not totally. So that's that. And so this works by pulling this aside and lifting that down so you can still see the back, and got a little secret writing spot, and if I rub my pencil out it'll look much neater, my pencil lines mostly. And then so now we just have to put the eyelet in behind the bat hole there, and whoop, falling all over the place, put that in there and squeeze that down, and that will still work. Tuck him under there. So that's worked out well, thank goodness. And now I'm going to put a couple of ribbons. This is just some of that netting, bat netting that I had, and I thought just add a little glitter, and then this little ribbon here. Seeing it's such a big tag, I think it needed a double ribbon, so I'm putting that in there. Just got to be able to get it through the hole now and keep you in shot at the same time. Go through. Okay. And once again, my fingers are covered in glue and ink and glitter, and it's going to take me forever to get it off, but that doesn't matter because I had so much fun. I hope you had a lot of fun crafting along with me, or watching and getting some inspiration from watching me make this tag. And so we'll see how this works. Tucks under the bat wing. Come on. There we go. And that's our tag. So what do you think? And the only other job I have to do, which I won't do on camera, is cover the back, and I've got to trim off this little sides here. That's about all, and it's done. Okay, and now I can put him in the journal. Excuse me, Horatio. And I should have marked the spot where it's going to go, but of course I didn't. I think it's after that one. No? Okay, here's the spot, and I'll tuck him in there, and he's snug in his own little home. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I want to thank you very much for watching, and I hope you all have a happy crafty day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone.